Have you ever heard this statement that timing is everything? I'm going to tell you why agents never tell you that you should not buy a house. So agents typically are going to tell you all the soft and fuzzy and fluffy and wonderful stuff. But here's what I'm going to tell you about even when interest rates are as volatile as they are right at this moment, 2023 still, we're almost to 2024. Why am I still telling buyers that it's a good time to buy when interest rates have recently been in the 8s and then dropped down to the 7s, and some FHAs are in the 6s right now? Let me tell you what I know about interest rates in the real estate market and how it's affected. Now, disclosure time. Disclosure, beep, beep, beep. I am not a lender, clearly. But because I'm not a lender, I'm just going to tell you how lending affects the real estate market and what does that mean for you as a client. When I see high rates, I usually get buyers that are like, no, we were looking and now we're not going to. Any buyers that I was currently working with will sometimes fall off. And the reason that happens is because we were looking at 300,000, but now the interest rate's up 2 more points or 2 more percentages. And so because of that, it's a much more expensive house. The house's payment is like $400 more a month or whatever more a month, right? I mean, it could be any amount, but that makes a big difference when buying a house. So how come I'm still telling buyers it's a good time to buy? The volatility of these interest rates is actually a good thing.
What?
Yes, I agree. It's not a 2% interest rate. Yes, I agree. It's not a 3% interest rate. However, buying real estate, now you're not going to lose value in your home because the home prices are still going up. It's stupid, but they're still going up. Why? Because we don't have enough houses. We know that. That's number one. We have low inventory. There are far more buyers out there in the world popping up all over than there are homes to sell them. So that's problem number one. Problem number two is you've got bouncing interest rates. They're all over the place. They're up one day, they're down the next. It's crazy, it's chaotic, you never know what to expect. Why do you need a good team on your side? So that you can time everything. That statement I said, timing is everything. Timing is literally everything in this game right now. You need a good partner that's going to pull a team together so that your agent and your lender are working together simultaneously to say, all right, rates look good, let's lock it and let's get moving. Finding the house, that's my part to help you. So we're going to go out and shop. And the reason I say you should be shopping now for a house is because sellers are out here sitting on the market going, where'd all the buyers go? And they're panicking. Good for a buyer.
Excellent.
Because you can come in and get a lower price, sometimes under asking, depending on the house, depending on where it's at, how much interest is in that house. You might be able to come in under asking price, right? So you save yourself some money. Then when it comes time to negotiate repairs, depending on the situation, we may be able to negotiate some repairs or a credit for you in closing costs towards repairs or towards your prepaids and closing costs or whatever. We might be able to get you some money off of that. It depends. So now we've saved money potentially, and we've potentially gotten some credit for some closing costs. So our down payment is lower. So because our down payment is lower and our price is lower, maybe that balances out the slightly higher interest rate for a little while until we can refinance it, right? So I just had a conversation this morning with a guy who's a real estate agent, and he is looking to do some investments himself personally. And he said, we're just holding off until the market calms down. And I'm like, stop. If you're an investor, this is the time you're buying because the sellers are panicking. Remember, we're going back to that. Sellers are freaking out. Get out there and make an offer because you might just win. They might be like, we haven't had anything come in yet, so maybe we need to take this offer. I've seen it happen. Now, not all houses are like that. That's why you need a real estate agent, because it's not just about coming into opening a door, letting you in a house. Oh, look, here's a bathroom and this is a kitchen. Duh. You could do that part on your own, maybe not get in. The hard part is checking the price to make sure it's fair, checking the repairs to be realistic about what you can ask for, and then also prioritize what's important to get repaired. And then, of course, coming into the negotiations, knowing what's happening in the market around us helps us make better decisions so that we can manipulate a little bit and get what we really maximize what we're getting out of this. That's what a real estate agent does. Buying now gives you the opportunity to ask for more. And I'm going to give you an example. We recently had a buyer come to us and want to buy a house for $375,000. So we were looking up to $400,000, keeping our eyes open to see as prices were decreasing, could we slide in there and get something maybe a little bit better. So we ended up finding a house that did a price decrease and they dropped to exactly $375,000, which was the top of what our client wanted to spend. But the house was probably worth a little bit more than that. So we went in and made an offer. We made an offer at $362,000. We thought, you know what, they're going to probably counter it. And then we're just going to have to move forward and figure out if we want it, or see if worst case scenario, we come up to $375,000, $362,000 out there, and they countered. They countered at $368,000. Great. So now I'm $7,000 under asking price. Wonderful. So our client took that $7,000 and did a rate buy down thingy with the lender. I don't even know what they did. So they bought down their rate. They were very, very happy with their payment, buying them some time for a couple of years when they could refinance. Wonderful. Perfect. So we go through the inspection process, found a few repairs. The seller didn't want to do the repairs. They didn't have the money to do them outright. And they said, well, can I just do them and get them paid for at closing? We said, how about if you just give us a credit? Awesome. Here's where the mistake happened. We got a quote for what it would cost to likely do this repair. And it was $15,000, which is a pretty significant amount of money, right? The seller did not get a quote for the repair. So we went in and asked for $18,000 and they gave it to us because they weren't educated about the quote and how much it was really going to cost. We got an extra $3,000. So now I'm $18,000 plus my $7,000. So now I'm $25,000 under what my maximum budget was. That money went towards my client closing costs. They ended up paying for the repair themselves, but came out $3,000 ahead. And the contractor cut them a deal because they were going to be paying for it all at once and not doing a payment plan. So the contractor cut them a little bit of a deal, and they were going to have to wait 3 months to get on the list to get the repair done. It worked out for us in the favor that our client got a considerable amount of repair money and credit, and funny enough, actually put that money to great use. So the $15,000 that would have gone into repair, she put it into an investment account and earned a little bit of interest on it for that 3 months while it was sitting there. 5% for 3 months. I mean, this girl knows how to work money. So my point is, you need an educated team around you to make the decisions that you don't know how the market's reacting. We know how the market's reacting. We can tell you what you need to do. We can tell you why is it a good time to buy. Why? You can ask for a lot right now, and sometimes you can get it. So don't shy away from that. We have options. We have things we can look at. And if you're worried about payment, let's figure out the best way that works for you to get into your home. So as always, call us if you need anything at all. We're in the Lake Norman and Charlotte area of North Carolina, but we serve all over the country with our team of amazing agents. I have to say, they're pretty darn great. So give us a call if you need anything at all. We will see you all soon.